World Englishes is a fascinating concept that reflects how the English language has spread and evolved across the world. There is no single world English. Instead, there are many Englishes spoken in different regions, shaped by local cultures, histories, and contexts. This plural term highlights the diversity of how English is used globally. Kachru emphasizes the idea of new Englishes, which refers to localized forms of English that have developed in regions like the Caribbean, Africa, and Asia. These forms differ significantly from the traditional Queen's English or British English in pronunciation, vocabulary, and even grammar. Indian English, for instance, is a unique variety influenced by India's cultural and linguistic diversity. Kingsley Bolton explains that the term World Englishes can be understood in multiple ways. First, it serves as a broad umbrella term to describe different approaches to studying and analyzing English across the globe. Scholars use various methods to explore how English has spread and adapted in different regions. In another sense, the term can specifically refer to the new Englishes that have emerged in formerly colonized countries or areas where English plays a key role in communication. Bolton suggests that the study of world Englishes involves examining the language's global reach, its history, and how it interacts with local cultures and societies. The history of English plays a crucial role in understanding world Englishes. As English spread through colonization, trade, and globalization, it encountered different cultures, resulting in the development of unique regional forms. For example, diasporic communities that settled in English speaking countries brought their linguistic influences, contributing to the richness of world Englishes. These variations reflect how English has been shaped by its users, adapting to fit local contexts while also influencing the cultures it encounters. A significant aspect of studying world Englishes is exploring how these variations have acculturated, how they have integrated into and adapted to local cultural environments. This process often involves blending English with local languages, customs, and identities. The creativity displayed in the use of English across different regions is remarkable. Writers, for example, use English in innovative ways to express their unique cultural experiences, adding new dimension to the language. The spread of English also raises important questions about ideology and power. How does the dominance of English influence people's worldviews, values, and beliefs? What are the political and social implications of using English as a global language? These are critical issues to consider when studying world Englishes, as they shed light on the broader cultural and political impact of the language. The study of world Englishes also involves practical considerations such as pedagogy. Teaching English in non-native contexts presents challenges including designing effective curricula and addressing the socio-linguistic realities of learners. Policies related to language use and globalization further complicate these issues, making this field of study both complex and rewarding. The varieties of English spoken in Wales, Ireland, and Scotland differ from what is referred to as Standard English. These regional forms of English reflect unique linguistic characteristics tied to their cultural and historical context. The first major spread of English, or first diaspora, largely remained within the British Isles, encompassing these regional varieties. In contrast, the second diaspora marked the expansion of English speakers to new territories like North America, Australia, and New Zealand. following the establishment of these regions as colonies. This diaspora reflects the migration of English speakers and subsequent growth of English in these areas. The third diaspora was characterized by the spread of English through trade and commerce, reaching parts of South and East Asia, South and West Africa, South America, the Caribbean, and Europe. This expansion was closely tied to colonial histories and global trade networks, leading to the emergence of distinct English varieties influenced by local languages and cultures. Scholars often note how these varieties reflect adaptation and change due to linguistic contact and cultural integration. In more recent times, a fourth diaspora has emerged. Unlike the earlier diasporas tied to geographic migration and colonial histories, this phase is driven by globalization and the rise of digital communication. The spread of English is no longer confined to physical spaces but extends into cyberspace. This development has led to a shift from a monocentric view of English focused on traditional centers like Britain and America to a pluricentric perspective, recognizing many autonomous forms of English worldwide. This phenomenon is powered by information technology and globalization, showcasing the dynamic and evolving nature of English in the modern world. The study of these developments is supported by organizations like the International Association for World Englishes, which conducts research and publishes findings in journals such as World Englishes, English Worldwide, and English Today. These resources provide insights into the causes and effects of linguistic variation, such as contact with other languages, cultural influences, identity formation, and communication across cultures. In literature, the impact of World Englishes is profound. Edwin Thumboo highlights how English interacts with long-standing literary traditions, whether written or oral, in countries like India, Sri Lanka, Malaysia, Nigeria, and Kenya. English not only influences these traditions but is also shaped by them, resulting in unique forms of literary expression. This interaction raises questions about unity, resistance to cultural erasure, and the reworking of traditional texts in response to the spread of English. Modernity itself, as experienced in different parts of the world, is often intertwined with the growth and adaptation of English. Kamala Das, an Indian poet, captures this dynamic in her poem. She writes about speaking multiple languages, writing in two and dreaming in one. Her English, described as half English, half Indian, reflects the honest human experience of expressing her identity through a language that is both foreign and deeply personal. This embodies the essence of World Englishes, languages that carry the imprints of diverse histories and cultures. Kachuru's models of English, native English and institutionalized non-native English, provide a framework for studying English's role in different contexts. He emphasizes bilingual creativity where speakers mix and switch between languages, demonstrating linguistic competence and cultural adaptability. This blending enriches the global landscape of English, making it a dynamic and versatile medium of communication and cultural expression. Bilingual creativity in the context of World Englishes brings about multiple norms in writing styles, often breaking away from traditional forms of writing. This phenomenon involves two semantic systems coming together, interacting and negotiating to create new ways of expression. These interactions lead to altered contexts of acculturation, the emergence of multiple codes, and experimentation in form. The result is the development of new forms and parameters which are cultural, aesthetic, and semiotic. Kachuru highlights the implications of bilingual creativity in the spread of English across cultures. He notes that while the universalization of English facilitates cross-cultural communication, it also brings complex demands. According to him, a new theoretical perspective is essential to understand the role of English, integral part of the socio-cultural reality in societies that adopted the language during the colonial period and continued to expand its use in the post-colonial era. World Englishes encompass a wide range of linguistic and cultural phenomena. The term serves as an umbrella concept referring to various approaches to analyzing and describing the diverse forms of English used globally. These include new varieties of English specific to regions such as Caribbean, West Africa, East Africa, and Asia. This interplay between native literatures and English varieties has led to the reworking and restoration of traditional texts, often through translations or adaptations into English. The growth of world Englishes has also influenced modernity in various societies as these linguistic interactions challenge depersonalization and redefine cultural identities. By examining these dynamics, we gain insights into how literature and language evolve in a globalized world.